Hey, 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 it's your girl Talia, and I'm ready for you to invade my space. Welcome to Talia Space, y'all, where we're going to be talking about everything. You hear me? We're going to laugh, we're going to cry, and most of all, we're going to love on each other, y'all. Let's talk.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talia Space, you guys. Welcome to the Look Good, Feel Good, Be Good podcast. Okay. I hope you guys are ready for tonight's podcast. Go ahead and get your water, go get your wine, go get your Kool-Aid, go get your tea, whatever it is that you're going to be drinking tonight. Go ahead, go get your beverage, y'all, because we're going to talk down tonight, y'all. Okay. Let's talk. I hope you guys have been looking at my other podcasts. If not, then you need to go back and go look at the other 6 episodes that are already out. Okay. But tonight I just wanted to talk to you guys. I hope you guys have been having a good day today. Mondays can be kind of hard coming from the weekend, but I hope you guys have had a blessed day on today. Um, but I just want to talk to you guys about if you listen to the podcast with Mommy and Me, in that podcast, me and my mom talked about, I asked her, what does this world need? And the one thing that she said is that we need love. You know what I'm saying? She said if the world was full of love and if we loved each other, it would be better. But I want to talk about healing. I think the reason why um, the world or us as people um, are not happy anymore is because we're not healed in a lot of different areas. If you notice, we live in an unhappy world. Nobody is happy, and if they are happy, they're faking the funk. It's not genuine happiness. Not everybody. Let me put it that way. Not everybody, but some of us are not happy, but we're putting on a happy face. Um, my bishop, my pastor was talking about how um, suicide can come in a smile or depression um, can come with a smile, and it's really not what that person is actually experiencing. So you have to be careful nowadays what you say to people, how you come to people, because not all of us are in a space where we're happy, but we have to keep going as if we are happy. We have to keep being a mother, keep being a father. We have to go to work, being an employee. We have to go about our daily lives, even though we're depressed, even though we have suicidal thoughts. We still have to go forth as if it's a normal day. And I think that if we were healed from some areas, it would give us the grace to love people. We can't love people if we're not healed. And I think that's where our world um, is in chaos, because yes, we need to love each other, but you can't love anyone if you're not healed. You know what I'm saying? We need to be healed um, from relationships with our significant others, from relationships with our friends, from relationships with our parents, our siblings, or whatever. We need to be healed. And because we're not healed, we're not able to love. We don't have that capacity to love. So we're not able to give out love because we're unhappy and we're not healed in these different areas. And so I think that we need to go to get healed and then work on loving each other, loving one another, because that's our issue, not being healed in areas. I'm going to talk about me. For me, before I got married, I was in a really bad relationship that I was not healed from. So my husband caught a lot of um, backlash because of the fact that I wasn't healed. He didn't have anything to do with my past relationship or anything like that, but because I went through this, I made sure that he knew that I wasn't going to go through it again. Not that he was putting me through it or he was going to, or it looked like he was going to. I just made it clear to him that I was never going through that again. And I had my guards up, I had a wall up because I was hurting still. I had not been healed. And I brought a lot of baggage over into my relationship because I wasn't healed. So I wasn't able to love him properly because I was not healed from that last relationship. It wasn't until years later that I began my healing process. So it was unfair to my husband that he had to go through that with me because I wasn't healed. And it's unfair to the people around you that you're not healed. And because you're not healed, you're taking that out on them. And I'm not only talking about significant others relationships. I'm talking about best friends relationships. Some of us have friends with our best friend. I'm sorry, relationships with our best friends, and they don't understand why we're going through these different spats and stuff like that. And it's because we haven't been healed. We're treating them like the last friend treated us. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always been the person that says, I can't stand people. I don't like people. And you wasn't born not liking people. Like that's just not how you was brought into this world. You was not brought into this world not liking people. Something had to happen in order for you not to like people. And that was one of my things. I remember my bishop told me, stop saying that. Stop saying that you don't like people because you're called to people. You can't say that you don't like people and you're called to people. You got to get past whatever it is that made you feel like, or that's making you feel like you don't like people. Okay, because that's not who you are called to be. That's not what you're called to be. You're called to be more than that. You know what I'm saying? We need people, whether we want to face that or not. We need people. So you got to get healed from whatever it is that is causing you not to be who you're supposed to be, or that's causing you to treat people in a different manner. You know what I'm saying? You always hear the phrase, well, hurt people hurt people. Yes, hurt people because those hurt people have not been healed. That's why they're hurting people, because they have not yet been healed. So they're hurting, and they're hurting themselves, and now they spewing that hurt up on you or whoever it is that they're around. Have you ever been in a group of friends, and there's always this one friend that's complaining, or that's getting on your nerves, or that's always causing drama, or that's always in mess, or something is always going on with them? Do you ever come across that type of friendship or that type of group? If so, there is something that person have not been healed from. And you're saying, well, they just toxic. I don't want to be around that person. But maybe you need to start asking questions as to, well, why are you like this? Why is this going on? To see exactly what it is that they need to be healed from, or to see what it is that we need to talk about, because something isn't right. Something isn't right. If you're toxic, if you're messy, if you're always in drama, if you're always sad or depressed or suicidal, then we need to figure out what it is that's causing this issue. The issue with being isolated. I'm one that's always isolated. I love being isolated. I love being by myself. And it's because I always say I don't trust people. Well, why you don't trust people? It's because the ones that I trusted the most was the ones who hurt me. So now everybody is a suspect. And it shouldn't be that way, because everybody didn't hurt me. A couple of people did, but not everybody. And I've ruined friendships because of it. Me and my husband had to fight hard in our marriage because of it, because I didn't trust people. It was just a lot of things that I did because I was not healed, and I'm still healing from some stuff and some things. But you know, I'm in a place where you one and done. If you do something to me now, I'm done with you. You only get one chance, and that's not right. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody is perfect. Nobody is human. I'm sorry. everybody's human, but nobody is perfect. Okay, we're all human, is what I was trying to say. And we're all going to make mistakes. The only perfect person that walked the earth was Jesus, and we're not him, nowhere near close. So if these things are going on, then you need to figure out why you feel that way, or why is this an issue with you, or why don't you like people, or why do you not trust people? And because we all need a village. Not only children need a village, but adults need a village too. You need somebody that you're able to go to and spill your guts to, and it stays there. But we haven't found that, and I haven't found that, not yet. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm able to spill my guts and not worry about it being out anywhere. So I'd rather be isolated. And when I'm isolated, my thoughts run wild. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm isolated. You ain't got no but time on your hand. You ain't talking to nobody but yourself. So it's crazy, though, because we need people. I need people. As much as I say I don't need anybody, and I say it all the time, you need people, but you need the right people. Okay? You need the right people. And I'm not telling you that you should just let people run all over you, give them chance after chance after chance. That's not what I'm saying, because some people, you have to love them from, your place and they at their place. You know what I'm saying? Feed them with a long handle spoon. You have to love them away, because some people, I have learned that I can't be in the presence of everybody, because some people make me get out of character, and I refuse to be that old person that I was before. So I'm not going to keep giving you chances, because I don't want to make myself come out of character. I want to be in peace. I want to be in love. I want to be kind to people. I want to be in a happy place. So if I feel like you are compromising my happy place, then you have to go. And maybe you need to get healed from some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're compromising somebody else's happiness, then maybe you need to get healed from some stuff. Maybe there's some stuff that you haven't healed from if you're the negative one in the group. Okay? So I wanted to talk about this because everywhere I go, I'm seeing people like we're angry. Every time I look on social media, we're mad about something. I see very few positive posts, but most of the time I'm seeing families divided, husband and wife breaking up. There's divorce everywhere. People slandering other people. Like, where is the happiness? Where is the positivity? Where is the love? And it's the reason why we don't have this is because we're not healed. We're living in a world full of broken people. And they're expecting other people to fix their broken pieces, and there's nowhere possible that somebody else can fix your broken piece. We get into these relationships, these marriages, these situationships, whatever you want to call them, because we feel like most of the time we get in these relationships thinking that the other person is capable of healing or filling some type of void that we have. That would never happen. Me and my husband been married this year almost 14 years. And yes, he aided in my healing process, but he was not my healer. You guys are looking for somebody to heal you when that's not their job. It wasn't his job to heal me or to fill a void. That was not his job. I should have already been whole and happy and in my healthy state when we married, but I wasn't. And he accepted that. And I thank God that we got through those moments. But everybody is not going to stay until you get healed. That's even in friendships. Everybody's not going to stay until you get healed. Some things that you're really going to have to work out yourself, and it's going to be between you and God, and as my pastor say, a couch. Like, I had to go to counseling. Church helped me a lot. I needed church, and I needed I needed God, and I needed counseling. I needed these things. And so because of counseling and because of church, because of God, it helped me to become a better me, so that I will be around people and they're not feeling my nasty and my ugly energy. Stop going around people and you know that your energy is off. Some of us know that our energy is off, that we know that we're not in a good state, and we go around people and we ruin their day because we're not happy. And it's not fair to them that they have to walk on eggshells around you because you're depressed, or you're in a mode, or you're angry, or you're upset. If that's the case, if that's how you're feeling, your energy is off, then get to a place where someone can help you, or get with somebody that you can talk it out with, and then go out with your friends or go out with whoever you're going out with. But don't go around people, because negative energy is contagious. Your whole group can be in a good mood, and this one person, y'all seen that video where, or that picture where there's a bowl of fruit, and I think it's a strawberry or something like that. It's molding, and the mold is spreading across the other good fruit. That's what happens when you're in a toxic relationship, or you're in a toxic friendship, and this one person spoils everything for everybody else. Get healed. Get some help. Because you're not living your best life, and you're causing other people not to live theirs. And then what happens then, we get offended and we get angry, because now nobody wants to fool with us. Who wants to be around that? Nobody wants to be around you being negative all the time. Nobody wants to be around your anger. Nobody wants to be around you being upset. And then you get, well, I just be by myself. Well, be by yourself. Or go get on somebody's couch, or go talk to God. Do something other than ruining somebody else's day, because it's not fair to them. You're not being a good friend to them. You're not being a good wife. You're not being a good mother. You're not being a good spouse. Like, go get some help so you can be in your happy place. Because it looks better on you when you're smiling, and it's real and it's genuine, and you're not trying to smile past hurt, because eventually that leaks out. It started leaking out. That's why you have to watch what you say to people, because words stick. That saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt, is the worst statement ever, because words stick. Like, you can hit me and that pain will be there maybe for a couple of hours or a day or so, but you say something to me that hurts, it stick, and it stick for years. Not for days, not for a couple of hours. It stick. Sometimes it stick with that person for the rest of their life. That's why we have to get into a place where it's peaceful and that we're healing, so we'll be capable and that we'll have the capacity to love one another, and we'll be able to give somebody else grace because somebody else gave us grace. I'm able to give grace because people have given me grace. I have not always been right in my friendships, in my marriage, in my relationships with my family. I haven't always been right. I've been really mean. I've been really cold, ugly. You know what I'm saying? I've been all of those things. My mouth is cruel. So I have to learn how to tame my mouth and tame what I say, because what I spew out can hurt somebody, and it can hurt somebody to the point where they have to go to therapy. I don't want to be somebody's reason to go to therapy. I don't want to be somebody's reason to be depressed. I don't want to be that. I want to be somebody's reason where they say, I went to her, and when I talked this out with her, or when I said something to her, I felt better afterwards. That's what I want to be. I want to spread positivity into the world. It's enough negativity out here. We see that every single day. When we open our eyes, there's negativity. When we close it, there's negativity. want you be the positive person in this world, but get healed first. Because what we don't want you to do is spread your hurt. There's so many hurting people out here. There's so many girls out here that are hurting. There's so many boys out here that are hurting. And we need some real grown women and grown men to be out here helping this younger generation, because this younger generation is lost and they're hurting. That's why you're seeing all the killing. That's why you're seeing all the stealing and stuff like that. They weren't born stealing. Nobody was born to know how to break into somebody's car or know how to rob. These people are hurting. You don't know if they're hurting because of their parents or they need love because their parents not in their lives. And you don't know if their parents was hurting, so now they're raising a hurt child because parents can put that over into their children. I taught my children to trust no one. That wasn't right. I taught them that ain't nobody your friend. And it wasn't right, because now they take on that role as ain't nobody my friend, we ain't got no friends, you don't trust people, because I didn't trust people. So I put my hurt and my opinions on to my children because I didn't want them to experience what I experienced. I didn't want them to go through the hurt and the pain and the backstabbing and the betrayal. I didn't want them to go through that. So instead, from the time that they were able to talk and walk, I've always instilled into them that you do not have friends. Nobody is your friend. Trust nobody. And I still have issues with that. I still, in my isolated time, I'm still, searching my friend group. And I mean, I don't have friends, but searching my friend group and saying, okay, are they talking about me? Is there a conversation about me that I don't know about? Because this is what I'm used to. And because that's what I was used to, I've ruined friendships. I'm used to people talking about me behind my back. I'm used to family members talking about me. I'm used to that. So when a genuine group of friends come around, I'm treating them like I've treated everybody else in my past, because to me, eventually you're going to slip up. Eventually you're going to say something. Instead of being a grown woman and talking to them about my fears or talking to them about how I feel, instead I start going cold. I start icing them out. There's no conversation. There's no phone calls. That's me pushing you away. Because I feel like if I keep letting you in, I keep letting you get close to me, eventually you're going to do something to hurt me. And let's get this straight. It may happen because nobody is perfect. So there is a time where you may get your feelings hurt. But let's be adults and talk about it and say, hey, when you did that, that hurt my feelings. Or let's talk about this day and what happened. Instead, we isolate ourselves and push people away. And then when we get ready to talk, they're not ready to talk. But sometimes we are our own demise. We cause things on ourselves. We sabotage ourselves. And then we think that people are still going to be there, and they're not. They don't have to be. It's not their obligation. They're not obligated to us. I want us to live in a world where we are loving each other and where we have these good friendships and where we have friendships that hold us accountable. Like, be accountable. Don't be a yes man to your friends when you know they're wrong. Or talk to each other. Let's talk about why you feel this way. Let's talk about why you're not, responding anymore, or why you went cold, or why you're isolated, or why you feel like, people are talking about you, or let's talk about it. Let's not talk about each other, because that's what happens. We start talking about each other to other people. And then now all of a sudden it's out there floating around in the atmosphere that you've talking about so and so, so and so, and it gets back to them, and now you got to cover it up because instead of talking to them, you went talking around them. And most of us have the same circle. So if you're talking, that same circle is going to come right back around and it's going to be heard. So instead, just talk to that person. We're grown. There's no reason why grown people shouldn't be able to talk to each other. One thing I've taught my kids, and I didn't do this when they were younger, I did it when they got older. I started telling them, if I've done anything wrong, or if you felt like I said something wrong or out the way, or I hurt your feelings, then come to me. Come to me in a respectful way, but come to me and let me know, hey, Mom, what you said, what you did, it hurt my feelings and I didn't like it, or I'm really hurt by that. I didn't have that growing up. If my feelings was hurt, my feelings was just hurt. Because I was raised by old school parents. But I don't want my kids walking around feeling some type of way about their mother, because that's what happened. We have these relationships between the parents and their children where parents think that they're always right. We are not always right. And then we say something to hurt our babies and then wonder why they are out here in the world seeking love from somewhere else, or talking to somebody else that's going to give them the wrong advice instead of them coming to you. They don't want to come to you because you tear them down or you believe everything that you say is right. We got to get a hold on ourselves. We got to get healing. We got to get healed so we are able to spew out love and not hate. We see so much going on social media. Every time I turn around, somebody is dying. We lost so many people this year and last year. Like, every time you turn around, somebody is killing somebody. Somebody is doing this. Somebody is doing that. And then we have this social media world where people are saying whatever they want to say through social media. You don't even have to bully people from in their face anymore. You can just do it behind a keyboard. We have all of this going on, and people are dying every day. We need to learn how to forgive. I'm telling you things that I'm talking to myself about, because I was used to holding grudges. Like, if you did something and I'm not gonna forgive you, and I'm gonna walk past you like I've never known you. I would act like you never exist, like you have no social security number. I'm used to holding grudges, and so this is things that I'm still working on, because you're holding a grudge, and this person is going on about their life. They not even thinking about you. You're thinking about how bad that you're hurting, and this person is not even giving you the time of day. They don't care. It's time for you to start loving on you, to get in a place where you're happy and enjoying life. I understand now why my mom took in kids and did foster care, because of the love that she had for kids that were in a really bad state. Some kids that go in the foster care system come out and they rise above it all, but some of them don't. Some of them grow into adults that are hurting, that are still hurting and hurting other people. Some of them go into these ways where they hate everybody. They hate their mom. They hate their dad. I remember, I'm not gonna say who it was, but I remember my mom talking to one of her foster kids, and she told them, one thing you're never gonna do, I'm never gonna teach you, is to hate your parents. You still love them because they're your parents. We're gonna help you. We're gonna make sure that you get healed from this. we're gonna take you to counseling. We're gonna introduce you to God, but but don't ever let a situation make you hate your parents, because you never know what your parents are going through in order for them to put you in this predicament. She never taught hate. Never. She always taught love. And that's the thing. And so now that person is healed from the reason why they were in foster care, and they healed from that, and they do have love for their parents, and they still have a relationship with them. And it's because they had a person in their ear saying, we're not going to teach hate. That's why I say make sure you're around the right people, because you have these people that will amp you up to be hateful, to be out here fighting when you should be out here enjoying life. Some of us too old to fight. If you in your 30s and stuff like, you too old. I think if you're in your 20s, you're too old. You should be out here experiencing love and going out here getting money and traveling. We shouldn't be out here fighting. You too old to be stealing. You too old to be hating people. We need to find out the deep-rooted cause of what's going on in our world. We look at these people that go to jail for stealing, or going to jail for rape, and going to jail for murder and all this stuff, and we talk about them so bad. What we need to be figuring out is what happened in your life to cause you to go this far out. What's wrong? And some of us are the cause of people spazzing out and don't realize it. We don't know what these people are going through. You look at these drug addicts and you say, well, they on drugs, blah, 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 blah. But why? Are they trying to cover up something? Is it something that's bothering them? Are they hurting? Are they upset? Are they depressed? Why are they going to drugs? Why are they going to alcohol? Why? Instead of talking about people, let's start loving on them. Let's figure out what's going on. Let's get in these communities where people are hurting and give them love. Some people just need a hug. Because you never know when it's your turn. You never know when you're going to feel depressed. You never know when somebody's going to hurt you. You never know when you're going to be on the other end of that stick. And it's your turn. And somebody needs to give you grace. We don't give grace anymore. Instead, we're just hurting people because we're hurt. Or we have our walls up because of what somebody did to us. I used to hate getting on social media because I hated seeing so much negative stuff being posted. I hated it. And I know that's what social media for. You know, some people use social media to vent. But do you have any happy days? Because it seems like every time I get on social media, your post is always negative. Is there any time out of the week that you're happy? If you're not happy from Sunday to Sunday, then you need to check your surroundings. You need to check who you're talking to. You need to check you, because something isn't right. If 9 times out of 10 you're angry, there's no happiness about you. Something is always getting on your nerves. You wake up with an attitude. You go to sleep with an attitude. Everybody is against you. One thing I can't stand is people think that everybody is against them and nobody is against you. You are your biggest enemy. Nobody is out to get you. Nobody is coming for you except for you. And I hate that about us, that we feel like somebody is always out to get us. You're out to get you. So let's work on being healed before we work on loving other people, because you can't love if you're not healed. You cannot love out of a place of hurt and brokenness, because all you're going to give them is your hurt and your broken self. So let's get into a place where we are in love with ourselves, we're in love with our surroundings, and people can feel the genuine. People know when you're not genuinely loving them for real. People know when you don't really like them. They can tell by your actions. They can tell by the way you talk to them. They know if you're with them or if you're not. They know that. They can feel it. They can feel your energy. So instead, if you're not healed, if you're still working on being broken, if you're still working on your anger, if you're still working on what somebody else did to you, if you still have walls up, if you still have all these issues, then you need to get into a place where you are getting helped, where you can grow, and where you can be a positive influence in somebody else's life instead of causing them grief and hurt and pain. Work on you. Get healed. If you do that, you'll be a better person for you. You'll be a better person for your friends. You'll be a better person for your children, for your husband, for your wife, for this world. Because we need a lot of love, y'all. But we can't do it in a broken place. So I hope you guys learned something from this podcast, because this is something that I needed to talk about, that I needed to get out. And if you have any friends or family, or if you're hurting and you're in a relationship, whether it's girlfriend or boyfriend or your spouse, and you're in something where you feel like you're the negative person, or you feel like you still need some healing, talk to that person. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to your spouse, and let them know that I'm in a hurting state right now. I told my husband at one point, I said, I'm just not happy. I'm just not in a happy place. I'm not myself. I do not feel good about me or anything around me. I need some help. And that's when I went to counseling, because I wasn't being a good wife for him, nor a good mother for my kids. So I'm telling you the same thing. If you are experiencing hurt, or if you are depressed, or you have issues going on that is outside of your family or your friends, where you can't talk to them, I'm telling you to find a therapist, find someone that you can depend on, that you can talk to, and get help, so you can put out love in this world where there's so much hate. Don't you be the hate in the world. Be the love, okay? I thank you guys for listening. I hope I touched your hearts, and I hope that this is something that can eventually change you, or change your surroundings, or change, or make you look at yourself and say, what do I need to change? Or who do I need to apologize to? Or who do I need to forgive? Or who do I need to have a conversation with? Do that now, so you can live your best life. Thank you guys again for tuning in to the Look Good, Feel Good, and Be Good podcast. But you cannot do all three of those things if you're hurting and you're not healed. Okay? I love you guys, and you have a good night. Tune in Monday nights at 8 p.m.